introduction from Adele. So, Adele, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm a teacher in Tunisia, and I am active in the Scratch community since 2013. I try to promote the coding culture in my country, Tunisia. I participated in several conferences, including the Scratch conferences of Bordeaux, and before that, a small conference in Kenya. And I'm doing a lot of things now in coding. I'm concentrated now in the IoT, IoT knowledge or technology, and I have created a tool to teach kids how to make connected objects with a small board called ESP8266. So.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
John, I think you're mute. You need to unmute.
Sorry, it was because I don't want there to be noise. Okay, so Brenda, can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So, can you introduce yourself, please? Thank you.
My name is Brenda Nyaringita. I'm from Kenya. I'm an engineering student, telecommunications engineering. But for now, I'm on internship at a company called Africa's Talking. I'm sure it's in most of your countries by now. Maybe you've heard of it. And so I've also just been volunteering in a lot of things in teaching kids coding, especially using Scratch and App Inventor and all those things, just in local meetups and classes that there are for kids during the holidays. And so, yeah, I'm excited about the conference and that it will be happening in my country. So I've been in touch with Max. So I think I'll just be helping him out a lot in things that need to be taken care of in Nairobi. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Brenda. Is Rose there? Rose has been on. Okay, Shola, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Okay, hi everyone. Shola Olateju from Nigeria.
Okay, go ahead, Shola. Don't worry. Okay, Rose is still having an issue with the sound.
Okay, shall I?
Yeah, go ahead, Shola. Don't worry.
Okay. I basically am responsible for learning and development at co-creation of the education practice there, which is called Relearn. What I do basically is help kids design learning instruction for kids. So kids come to the center. So we have a range of programs where we support the teaching and learning of the maker culture, of course, computational thinking skills in schools and out of school. So kids come to the center Saturdays after school during the week, or at times different clubs during the week based on their schedule. And of course, I design different activities for them to teach. Basically, interest for me is building the next cohort of the next group of scientists and innovators across Africa. And we know the important technology and being able to make as against use technology would play. So that's what I'm excited about, and that's why I spend the core of my time these days. Anything between that.
All right, that's good. So Rose, can we hear from you? Hello, Rose. Okay. Okay, yeah. Hello, Rose. You're welcome.
Can you hear me?
Just a brief introduction.
So my name is Rose. I'm from Tanzania. Coding for girls who are within schools, 13 to 19 years old.
I think that
and the African Girls Coding Camp initiative that was held in Addis for how many? I think around 82 girls who came from 30 plus countries. And yeah, we've been into a number of conferences that have been organized, and we would like to see the Scratch Africa happens. So that's why we're here.
All right. That's okay. So, um, I think did we all get Mark's uh, updates about the conference? Because Mark actually sent an email last week. Okay, it was last week right now, telling us about what they've actually started on. I don't know how many of us got that email. Shola, did you get the email?
No, I did not.
All right, so I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share.
I got the email and I answered him with some remarks.
Okay, you sent him some remarks. Okay, Rose was okay. Was the person that actually uh, got us up when because of meeting with Yuk. Rose, did you read through Mark's updates?
I did. I got the email and I read it, and I thought that this call that was a follow-up is where we're going to do the discussion.
All right, that's true. So we're missing Marks. Yeah, absolutely. Then okay, let me quickly say this. The Evelyn from Morocco had something was sent to me and said she couldn't make it uh, for this call, but since we're going to have another one on the 23rd, uh, I think it would be an opportunity for them to kind of like. But what's on ground right now is this: they are not here to give us a brief, but in what Max actually sent across, they talked about clearing out some things as in having the what do you call the name now? The websites. Let me try to bring up the information so that now what we're going to try to talk about here is how the time some of the things that you wrote there there but there are some specifics that I was expecting to as well that were not in the email that Mark sent. Like for instance, when would they do a kind of a call for people to send in application? How do they want to put that together? Is there is the community that is going to use they are going to use for the conference? Is it going to be only in Kenya, or does it need people from us or from outside Africa, like you and some other people from Europe and all that, to join a kind of a committee so that they, because those ones are very, very important. In fact, right now, they're supposed to have actually floated up the committee that will actually work along with them. And, because they're going to, if there's going to be call for proposals, workshops, and all that, there will be a team that will be behind it to be able to check it, analyze it, and there should be a timeline for that so that they can actually push it out and send a recommendation to whoever is posting anything. I don't know if you got what I said actually.
Yes, I get the point.
Exactly. So those are very, very key details that needs to come up for, and it talked about sponsorship too. Okay, Max is here. Oh, great. So hello, Max.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Good. How are you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, we're grateful you're able to make it. We've been talking about what you posted across, and some of us saw it. Adele saw it, and Adele said that he has actually sent something to you. Okay, let me allow you to just do a brief introduction because there's Shola here that had not been on the platform, so we want to meet you. Then you quickly go into what you're already doing for the conference. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Give me a second.
All right.
Um,
Then do you have the content on something like that you can actually share from your screen? Or should I share what you posted?
Yeah, just share what I posted, and I can speak using that instead. Because yeah, I was actually ready for the 12 o'clock meeting, but I didn't see anyone.
Oh, sorry, there was a mix-up in the link. That was why I reposted something to the email. I don't know if you got the email.
No, I don't think I was on that chain, but it's okay. We can continue.
All right. So let's go ahead. Yeah, just give you a brief introduction while I look for where I saved the material.
Right. So, in the email, I was trying to bring together all the ideas of Scratch that we had spoken about at the last conference, and also get to know what people would be expecting in terms of the conference and the theme and the pre-conference activities, and as well as the post-conference activities. Right. So that's what I was trying to get a feel for in the email.
Hey, now, that's okay. Yeah, but what we're talking about right now is, yeah, you're already in it to organize the conference. So now you need the time. You set some timelines here, but you need to. What about the like the team that are going to work with you on like proposals and all some other things like that? Because some of those things need to come out as early as possible so that people can actually start to send in the proposals for whatever they want to, presentations and all that. Do you have anything already on ground for that?
So for that, I would need to know what we are thinking about to fully complete a proposal. That's one. Second, in terms of activity, I think everyone in their respective country would be able to run something or something Scratch related that would count as a pre-conference activity that would tie into the final conference. So, even before talking about proposals, are we on the same page on what we're expecting in terms of pre-activities, the conference, and the post-conference activities? And just getting that idea first so that we can now move to, creating a proposal and knowing which sponsors we need to look at.
Okay, maybe I'll talk to other people.
Okay, I think you missed the point that John is talking about, that having proposals, he means presentations, like the way we had workshops, people put up proposals on what they're going to say, and then there's a committee that reviews and allows, says that, okay, you'll be awarded this time to do the presentation and all that. I think that's the kind of proposal that John was talking about.
Exactly, you got it right, Rose. So,
got you. That wasn't clear. So we've not reached that far. I think you're thinking a bit far ahead. What we're looking at is opening for proposals maybe around December or end of December, and leaving them open till about February.
Okay, so now do you what Rose said? Do you already have a timeline to actually put that together, and do you have a team around that are going to work with you to get that done?
I've not put together that, no, not yet. But there is a timeline on these activities. I can share that.
Okay.
I
think
I have a rough timeline.
I have your file on right now, and okay. Can everybody see it? I think.
Yeah.
Max,
yeah, so
sorry.
Max, okay, go ahead.
Did you decide the date with your university of the conference? I mean, which date is the best for you?
I think it will be end of July. I'm just confirming the dates. I think before end of December or close to beginning of December, I'll have confirmed those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a very important question that Adele asked, and coupled with that, you know, the idea about, you know, doing the conference in States, it's not only locally for Africa. You know, it's in an international conference, and like for some of, like we all know, like for some of the conferences that we attend next year, some of us have written proposals and we've written papers to the conferences, and some of us have even received responses to the conferences. So now, there are some things that are out that needs to be done in time, not because of the fact that we don't have other schedule, but because of the fact that you need to reach out to people, and you need to bring in, get people to be aware of all of those things, you know. So that's just, and those are the things that I think should be on the front burner too as well, about the timeline. And since you said you're still trying to confirm the dates, I don't know. I think it needs to be wrapped up fast on the dates, so that you put all the other details that needs to go around with reaching out to people for all the other things that are to you, that you can actually organize yourself, like setting out the pre-conference and all of those things, getting speakers. Yeah, you can keep on doing that on the background, but reaching out to people so that they can actually send their proposals, show commitment, start to prepare towards coming for a conference in Africa, in Nairobi, around maybe it's July or whatever. It needs to have been on, like, okay, this is November already. November, we need to get information. So you said early December. Can't it come closer than that? Like November, you need to, that you should have actually confirmed the dates by November and all the other details. Hello, Mark, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you get what I said? Did you got my question?
Confirming the date, yeah.
Can you confirm the dates, like before the end of November, maybe like the 3rd week of November, so that every other thing that needs to get around the organizing of the conference can actually get started?
Yeah. By 3rd week of November, I can have that. That's okay.
All right. Yeah, please.
And I think it's good that, for example, when we have the date, we have also at the same time the site ready.
Sorry.
It means that you write the date for every of us, organizer and people. We will announce this to the community, so they get prepared, their tool, their flights, and so on.
Exactly. You got exactly what I'm saying, Adele, so that people, you know, different kinds of planning needs to take place by people that we're expecting for the conference, you know, and that's very, very important. So please, the date. Then I don't know if it's going to be like what you shared right now. Max, can you do something? Maybe you put it, you get on a spreadsheet, start to put those information and timelines, so that it will be easy for people to kind of like ask you questions and send things in real time and say, okay, this is the timing, this is then, like putting your teams together, every other thing that they feel you need to kind of like add to it, they can actually send it on, like maybe if it's a Google spreadsheet or a Google Doc, so that you can get the information as fast as possible and you can work with it. What do you think? Hello, Max, are you there?
Yeah, I'm saying that's definitely possible. I've gotten feedback from Adele and Justin from South Africa, but not most of people have not replied or given their thoughts back on it.
No, and that's why I'm asking now that you put up a Google Docs, that you put these details there, then like you crowdsource ideas every other person would think, okay, we all have been attending conferences and we all have been organizing events and all that. So all the things that you feel are needed, you just drop it into the Google Docs and put it there as an information. So Max can actually look through it and start to work. Then we can actually ask that this should be around this period of time. You should have actually completed this. And I think that's very, very important. And the issue about sponsorship too. What do you have a ground about sponsorship? What have you been doing with sponsorship?
Well, first we have to confirm what theme we're looking at, and some of those specifics like are in the email there, before we can now finish a proposal and reach out to sponsors. But on your end, I know there are people that you guys are already working with. So I was hoping we could put together a list of the people that we're already working with so that it's easier to get sponsorship.
That's good. Rose, what do you think about that?
Okay, about what exactly? Because I've been following up. I think we're more discussing about the execution and how to collect ideas. But I think we should be moving more into so like the dates are very important. We can't be thinking right now about dates. We don't have time. That is one. And then the second one, I think this is part of what you said. If you're expecting a conference for everybody, we need also to start including other people, not only us, as part of this, so that they can actually be the ones who are nudging others to sign up for the conference.
Absolutely.
And I think the other thing that I actually liked, what Max said, was in-country activities. We can also start thinking about having activities within our own countries where that will lead now to the Africa Scratch. So if you have like dates for when exactly this one is happening at USIU, then that doubles back into what now we're going to arrange within our own countries. Yeah, so I think we should be moving and not starting to say, I mean, Google Docs and all that. That is, it should be the way to go so that you can do the crowdsourcing. And then I think, Max, you also need a lot of people, like a team that is locally, a local team.
Yeah.
To sort of support you as well. Yeah.
That's a very good one from Rose and Max. I hope you're noting that already. It's very, very important. Like Shola is relearn. Yeah, Shola has been doing a whole lot of things. Okay, I know him from CCOP. Shola, what do you think about organizing local activities for the Scratch conference? Or any other ideas that you already have right now?
Yeah, of course. I guess something we can explore. We have a sizable community of educators who come in frequently at different times as well. So there's an informal community already around here of people who teach, and of course students as well. So if there's a plan around that, of course we can spin something out of it and make it have a more solid structure around the activities that run around say their development, or even when they have to come around, concrete plans around the things that will happen. Of course, like we established earlier, building towards the conference much later on.
Okay, that's okay.
Just a question. Just a question, because the email before was basically hitting one point. I wanted to know what kind of conference we're all expecting. What kind of issues do we expect to be talking about at the conference, so that we know, as we're planning, we know what exactly the end conference looks like, right? So that was the point behind the email. And I don't think we can, or we should start planning without knowing what the end is going to look like.
Adele, what do you think? Okay, sure.
I participated in the Scratch conference of Bordeaux, and Max and Rose were there too. And I think it will be as I mean I participated on that conference. Plus, I saw like the conference of in MIT and another one in Budapest. And I think it's the plan what Max sent to us. I mean, there is keynotes, there is workshops, there is networking, and you sent us this information, and I gave you already my thought. And this is what I see. I mean, it's several conferences, it's talks, it's meeting people and having fun and learning a lot, of course.
Yeah.
That's nice, Adele. Okay.
Thanks, Adele. I think Adele and Justin from South Africa are the ones who replied. What I can do, I can start a Google Doc, and we can put all these ideas down. But that means, people have to respond to these questions.
Brenda, okay.
Okay, so I wanted to add that. So he said about the Bordeaux one and like how, like I think you finished by saying a conference where like, people meet and like share ideas and all. But I also wanted us maybe not just to add, and I think I'll also reply to your email later, Max. Though we've had this discussion before, that being the first time it's being held in Africa, we need to also add that B. So it will be a conference, but in Africa for the first time. So there has to be something extremely unique that shows the impact of Scratch in Africa. Like, like how, I don't know if there can be Scratch in Swahili or something, just something that is extremely unique to highlight it. So apart from it just being a conference where people will meet, I think we can all think around that. For starters, the big question will be Scratch in Africa and its impact. That's just all I had to share.
Right. Great. That's a very nice contribution, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda.
Yeah. Rose, do you have anything about, okay, what you've said some things already. Do you want to add more to it? Max asked. Hello? Okay. Hello, Max.
Hello, yes.
Okay, yeah. What I'm going to say right now is this. I went through the material, I mean, what you posted, and now there are some things that are going to be events that are going activities that are going to revolve around a conference, no doubt. But we need to launch the conference to which all of those things are going to take place. Now, very, very important, there's going to be the pre-conference and the conference, and yeah, the post-conference activities are minimal on you, but the pre-conference and the conference now are very, very key to what your design. Now, what happened is this. The fact that it's happening in Africa means that we're going to showcase Africa, no doubt about that. And that's going to, now that will now be implemented more in the keynotes that we're going to have for the conference, then the kind of workshops that we're going to have, then maybe other activities that that we could actually get people to. And now, since it's an opportunity for like USIU and Nairobi and all that to kind of like bring in more people from different parts of the world. A lot of people have actually not left the continent, but for the first time, they're thinking, oh, Africa is going to be a very big opportunity for them. So it's a kind of an exploration. So all of that are rolling out. But now, more importantly, like Shola was saying something about the fact that there's a Scratch educator. Everybody here have like a Scratch community that they are actually nurturing or doing something about. Rose, they are doing some fantastic things. Brenda, So now workshops would be arranged to actually bring all those communities and activities together into the conference. And that's why we need to start in good time, so that people should start to be informed in their blogs on what they need to plan and put together. And that was why I talked about the fact that sending a call for proposal, call for participation, it's very important in time, so that people could start to like jog their materials together on what they are thinking that they want to present or bring across. Max, hope you're getting what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm following.
Exactly. So now the call for participation, call for proposals, call for workshops, and all that would be the avenue to which you would get in people so much, from the African space to to start to plan their own part, their own role in the conference. So I think we need to. So we will have other people from other parts of the world that want to come in and showcase and present something that they are doing that would, because Africa is an emerging market for a whole lot of people and organizations, and so they see it even more than we see ourselves. So they will come in. So, but we need to arrange the call in time so that all of these people will start to prepare, both from our own African community and elsewhere. So that's why the timeline, it's something that we need to finalize in good time, and that's so much into you. Then, like Rose said, I'll come back to what Rose said about the fact that you need to build your own local team first. Then you look at to other teams that are going to be beyond your own local team, so that you can actually start to gain traction fast as possible for the event. The timing is not long any longer. It's before you know it, the year runs to an end. So please, those are the key things that we need to do now. Do the timing now. The proposal, get something out. If you have actually started a mock copy of it, and say, okay, fine, this is the proposal. This is what we're thinking. Any other addition, then people can actually come up and say, okay, put one or two things about. If you don't have a proposal initially right now, then it becomes a challenge for people to kind of like push in and say, okay, fine. So get a mock proposal too as well, and put it on in the next 1 week with a tentative timeline while you speak with your people over there, use ESIU, and let's start to work around that. I think that's going to really push us to do some things much more rapidly. Mark, hope you got what I said.
Yes, I'm following, John. And
okay.
So that's okay. I can share a timeline, but I also need for you guys to, the ones who haven't replied, to respond to the email so that I can incorporate all the ideas.
Okay, no problem. So
right, so that was the point of the email. So I can we can start a Google Doc very quickly and put a timeline. I have a timeline, I can share that, and then we can work from there.
Okay, good. I'm going to put some additional things based on what I've actually discussed right now, and you're going to have it put on the Google Doc. In Google Docs, you could actually make your comments and all of those things, so you have it handy. And if it's kind of like a something like that people could actually share additional information, it's going to be so. When you are thinking on the move, you can actually add some additional things to it. Then where you need some other effective additions, you ask for it, and people will kind of like drop it in real time. So please try to set that up in time, and let's see what goes on.
Great.
All right.
That's okay.
So Shola, I think we are already running out. We already run out of time anyway. So I want everybody to give our last words then, while we expect Max to actually get back to us. Shola, please.
Sorry, say that again, please. I should do what?
Yeah, give your last words so that we'll round off this meeting. Then Max is going to get back to us with updates about the Google Docs and get us timelines so that we can actually work with.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's a pleasure meeting everyone. Look forward to what comes out of the conference and building the future together.
Thank you very much. Rose, you're still there?
Yes, I am. I think my last remarks will be exactly what I said before, that I think we need to kickstart this. And I don't know, I think Adele is still around. We were in the other link, the Hangout that you had sent earlier, and you did join in and gave a bit of his advice. So I think maybe I was on and off, like my internet is not very good, but I think maybe Adele can sum it up really well, what he said from the other Hangout.
So Yuk was talking with us, and one of the point he said, he sent us the financial report. He said that you should take a look to it and see how the budget was organized. The second point, he said also virtual meeting are good, but meeting in person is very important. They made this with the Porto conference. They met like 2 or 3 times. I think you can see the financial report. He said that you will spend money from the budget of the conference, but it's worth that the people, they meet together and they work together, and so this is his point. And he asked me also about the conference of Morocco, and I said that we are waiting for instruction from Evelina. And he said also if you need him, he will be happy to help in any kind of way. So my question to Max is, I think it's important that you make your budget, so you can ask for funding from the different sponsors, right? What do you think about this budget? I mean, making the budget, organizing how this budget will be spent, so you can make the proposal for the sponsors.
Yes, I completely agree. That should be included. So that's why I wanted to know what your thoughts are in terms of pre-events that we can do, so that we can coordinate all these things to be in the budget. The pre and post event.
So, do you want that we propose some workshops around Tunisia? Everyone is his own country.
Yes, that would be good. It's still okay stuff that you're already doing. So if it's already a program that you're running and that you'll run, maybe we can join in and support that. But you can propose a completely new event or meetup. Okay,
look, for these workshops, pre-conference workshops. For example, I have an idea. Do you remember from Kenya? There is I forgot her name. She made like the electronic boards. Yes, Mercy. For example, we can try to promote each other technology. So my idea is, for example, if from the budget of the conference you can send us some boards from her work, so I can make workshops Tunisia. I can do it around Tunisia with her boards and showing that in Africa, we also produce technology, and it's a good one, and we can use it, and it's good for me. In the spirit of the conference, that we promote the Made in Africa tools.
Perfect. Exactly. I can get it. I'll get in touch with her and make sure we include that in the proposal. So I need to figure out how many boards, how many events there will be, so I can figure out how many boards we can use in case other events would also like to promote the board.
All right. And I will be happy also to promote other made in Africa technology as well. I mean, I just know the work of Mercy, but if there is others who are also doing some other interesting things, I mean, let's share share this.
Do we know of any others?
Okay. Yeah, I think by the time you push out a request for that, you're going to see so many people come up with. It's because now it's still everything that we're still doing is still locally to ourselves. Some of us that we already met up, and we need to push all out, and that is really, really important. And I appreciate the fact that Yuk has actually been on and he has actually said some profound things. You've seen what the budget was for Bordeaux. Now, I would suggest at this point that if you can actually bring up Bordeaux as a kind of a template for you to start up, then you can actually start to edit based on some other peculiarities that are on ground. It's going to really help at this point in time. Then you'll be able to figure out, you have to project that this is what you think would be required for the project or for the conference. Then Scratch itself, they have a kind of a conference template of that they have. You have access to it already, right? Mark?
Yes, but what I want to do is turn the question around to you guys. Like, Adele has said, this is what he's able to do. What I want to ask you guys is, what are you expecting and what are you able to do? That would make it easier for me to write the proposal, yeah?
Now, Max, let me say this, please. It's very, we can actually give you suggestions right now, but you know that the African community is much more than us here. And that means that we need to push the information out, and it needs to get, the initial thing that we have here is what we're going to push across to so many other places like Scratch community, that they should push across so many other communities. So now what I would suggest is this: with the basic information that you have designed, make a mock-up proposal out. Let work with the various templates that you already have and do a projection, and let that one be out. So you can actually be amending along the line, and finances for you to ask for sponsorship. Now it's still a projection. You don't have a fixed budget that this is it. It could actually come up high or low. So, but very, very important. What you should do is that have a kind of a projection and set it up right now so that you can actually identify the right sponsors. Because now asking us to bring out specifics of some things right now might not really give room for you to finish, to get up something in time fast. So please, what you already have, try to get a mock-up copy, mock-up proposal out, include the projected budget that you think you need, that is needed for the conference from your own end. Other people can actually raise other budgets from other sponsors into the conference. That's another idea. That's another model that we can work with. But right now, start up something that could actually be that, okay, locally at USIU, we're going to run this with this number of euros, and this is what we're going to run. If it's going to be 4 days event or 5 days, then this is what we're going to be spending for this event. Then moving on, every other person can actually now start to think of what they are going to bring in and how it's going to work out. So I think, please, you need to start up right with that right thing. We are, like Rose said, we need to move rapidly and faster. Hope you got what I said.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you. Sorry, okay, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
I have my now after school clubs, so I need to go. I will just show you my students.
All right.
Do you see that? So we will have like after 5 minutes we will start. So I'm really sorry, I need to go. Okay, it was really nice, and we keep in touch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We really
Okay.
appreciate.
Sorry.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Okay. So Max, please. I think we can't have so much time enough for us to discuss it, but please try to like just get up the mock-up copies and put it on Google Docs and arrange your team from locally, and then the other people that you think we actually need from outside Nairobi, and let's get this thing on, please. Thank you.
Yeah, John, sounds good.
Okay. So I don't want to take so long of our time again. Brenda, okay, I think Brenda has talked already. Hello, Brenda, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. So please try to, I would give you an assignment to work with Max and kind of like see what you can actually get done in the next one. We can let us see what you are able to like bring out. With what you have already, with all the information, try to give us a projection.
So what I'm gonna do, John, because like you're saying, we don't have time, so I'll work with the information that people have provided. Yeah.
Absolutely, please do. Then please, if you can actually push it to Google Docs and share it, I'll be looking at what you're posting on Google Docs. Then I'll give real-time information about what I think to as well. I think that will actually be much more better than just emails. So if you have that, then any other thing, anything that you have. So and we could actually look at it in blocks, budgets, programs, times, and all that. So with those things in block format like that, we'll be able to kind of like quickly move on faster.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So please, I'll be expecting from you shortly, Max and Brenda.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, Max.
Sorry, please repeat that. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
We share what we have. Yeah.
I said, what you do right now is on Google Docs, you could actually put everything into block formats, such as now the budget. You put it, you that's an heading, and you start to this is the projected budget that you have for the event. Then the timeline, you have it in another block, in another section. You can call it section 2 as well. The different programs that are going to be involved, you put it in section. Then the people that you're going to work with, both locally and outside Nairobi, you list them together. So let it be in sections like that, so that I can actually look at it and look at, okay, what's the projection like for your funding and the budget, then what's the programs that you want, and we can actually push in additional information on that. So I think that's going to be nice for us to go on. So try to set up the Google Docs, and I will add up some additional information to it. Please.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you very much. So Brenda, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. Everybody's almost gone. So Mark, it's a work in progress. So please let's move faster. And I think if really you have anything and you think we should still meet on the 23rd of November, we should still meet. So get prepared and let's start.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So we'll close this and I'll stop the broadcast.
Okay.
So I can actually get the video across to people too as well.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, thanks.